I'm a flight attendant. All right, please welcome to the stage your compere for this evening, Natasha Bai!
Good evening, Larkhall! How are we on this fine festival evening? The word you're looking for is smug. Because you buggers are the only ones who got tickets. Everyone else, we have some people watching online from the Rose and Crown. Some people at home. My name is Natasha Bai, and I'm genuinely very excited for this evening. We've got something very special. We have for you not one, not two, but 7 people who are going to lose their virginity live on stage. And like most of us on that first special time, they'll be doing it on their own and in 5 minutes. I am, of course, talking about they're going to pop their comedy cherry. So you're going to see the birth of new local talent tonight. So I realise they're going to lose their virginity and birth in one night. That's what you call a fast-track programme, I think. But we're going to finish. We've got seven new acts, and we're going to finish with a headliner, a local headliner. He's comparatively more experienced. He's what you might call a bit of a comedy slag. Well, we're looking forward to that. So, have we got anybody in the audience who's here to support one of the acts tonight? It's as unbiased as a BBC Question Time audience, isn't there? Have we got anybody here who is in the same gene pool as any of the acts tonight? It's a trick question. It's Larkhall. There's only the one gene pool. It's a very special thing, but it's a nervous thing, isn't it? Has anyone done this before? Yeah, because we're all funny, aren't we? We're all funny down the pub, aren't we? But the moment one of these appears, just everything empties from your brain. Things, important things, like words. And even if you could think of the words, you can't get them out for God knows why. Jamie Oliver's tongue is in your mouth. And then you've got this. You've got you lot looking at you. And I know as I've got older, I'm a bit more self-conscious. I'm very aware that, I'm getting a bit squishy. My posture's bad. I'm kind of curving over. I've even got brown spots on my skin. I fear I'm not so much aging as turning into a banana. But don't be fooled. You're probably thinking tonight, new act in the Oriel Hall. It's going to be a bit community. But no, trust me, I've seen every one of the acts tonight, and they are proper funny. They're very, very talented people. But what they have been doing, they have been honing their craft under the expert tutelage of Mr. Pat Welsh. There's Pat at the back. Don't be fooled by that kind of mild-mannered, civil servant-like exterior. Dominic Raab's not bullying Pat. No, but he is a bit of a comedy genius, is our Pat. But this is actually his job, would you believe it? So he has benefited from a bursary from the lovely people at Stratton's Estate Agents. Woo! We've got someone from Stratton's in tonight. Give us a wave. Very shy. Estate agents get a bad rap, and they're always the butt of the jokes, aren't they, estate agents? I don't know, I looked up my favourite estate agent joke. What does a depressed rural estate agent do? Sell farms. Is that one? So always a time delay on that one. And do you know estate agents are disproportionately affected by violent crime. We don't talk about this. When a robber goes into McCall's, he might take that morning's takings. When a robber goes into an estate agency, he literally stops them trading. Nobody move. It's terrible. But if you have got any better estate agent jokes, particularly the people watching online, if you could put them in the comments or come and see me during the interval, I will share your fabulous estate agent jokes. So get thinking. But we don't trust them. Why don't we trust them? Every year, Ipsos does this survey. They ask 1,000 people, they give them a list of jobs, and they say, who do you trust to tell the truth? And at the bottom, you've got your government ministers, politicians, advertising executives, and estate agents. Who's at the top? Who do you think's at the top? Nurses, yeah, nurses, teachers, doctors, all the striking professions. Have we got any nurses, doctors, or teachers in tonight? Oh, can you stand up for me? Stand up for me. Go on. Now, can I ask you to take a good look at these people? Do you trust them? It's a small sample size, right? But in this survey, apparently, actually, more people would trust the average person on the street to tell the truth than an estate agent. So that means you'd rather give your £250,000 mortgage to some random bloke outside the co-op than Stratton. But Strattons are lovely, and I'm a professional, so I've done my due diligence. I've Googled them, and it seemed very, very nice, so thank you very, very much. Okay, let me tell you what's going to happen this evening. So you're going to, in a minute, I'm going to introduce the first of 4 acts. Then there will be an interval. And the Larkhall Festival Committee have asked me to remind you to practice responsible drinking. They said, please get all alcohol in your mouth and not on the floor, not cleaning it up. Then we have another 4 acts, and then the real comedy will begin on the dance floor. But it's a big thing. It's a big thing for these guys tonight, and it's a long walk. So when you give them your warm welcome, can I ask, it's a long walk. They've got to get from this door, they've got to get up these stairs, do that awkward sort of do-si-do with me, and there's no Kaylee this year, so that's all you're getting. Okay, and then they've got to get this, right? This microphone stand over here. They have to get it out, and if they can't get it out, they have to do the whole act like a poor man's Freddie Mercury. Keep it going. So, but we have got 7 acts, so I'm very responsible, so a bit of health and safety. Can I get you to all warm up your wrists for me now? Some wrists are stronger than others. Just saying. Can you get some blood circulating in your hands, so rub a thigh, preferably your own thigh. If you get tired at any point this evening, just, clap an alternative body part. So we're also going to say volume is very important for tonight, so I was inspired. So when Pfizer were working on Viagra, they generally had a scale, a sort of vigorometer, if you will. So we'll use that as a 5-point scale. So can you give me your sort of 1 on the vigorometer? Give me a sort of turgid 3. And I want you to really go for it with a 5. Now, I want you to keep that going because we have the most amazing act next. We have the fabulous Al Goss.
Long way from where my mum lives, in the Scottish Highlands. Thank fuck. As soon as she got a whiff of my wife's pregnancy, she was off. She gone! Yeah, I was just like, oh no, what am I going to do? Eventually I had to make the begging phone call. Mum? Mummy, is there any chance you can come down for half-term and look after the kids? Just for a couple of nights? We're desperate. Well, Alexander, if you want me to look after your children, you'll have to send them up to me on the train. They're old enough now. They are 6 and 3 years old. This isn't Second World War London. They're not evacu-fucking-ease! Language, Alexander. I hate it when she calls me that. That's all right, Mum. We'll all fly up to see you. day of departure, my wife Natalie is panicking. Alex, you have the passports, no? Alex, you have the boarding passes, no? Alex, she's French, by the way. Alex, Natalie, calm down, dear. All right. I have planned this like a military operation. Okay? The V-Cars taxi will be here at precisely 1500 hours. All you have to do, pop your shoes on, pop your coat on and get yourself at the door. All right. 1500 hours, no taxi. 1501, no fucking taxi. 1504, Alex, I shall say this only once. If we do not catch this flight, I shall not be responsible for my actions. 1505, taxi finally arrives. Get the kids in the back. Right, driver, let's go! No. Have you remembered your doors? Lock them. And your windows. Lock them. Yes, we've done that, let's go. Have you remembered your passports and your boarding passes? Yes, we've done that, let's go. Have you... Listen, fella, if we do not catch that flight, my wife will not be responsible for her actions. Right, let's go. 90 minutes later, for a 45-minute drive, we finally arrive at the airport with 15 minutes to spare. We leg it up to the security area where Rumpelstiltskin seems to be going around airports creating a live replica of the human intestinal system using a belt to make a queue. That's right, I'm Rumpelstiltskin, and I'm just going to go around and annoy absolutely everybody and make a really long queue out of my belt, even though there's nobody here. Not on my watch, Rumpelstiltskin. Kids, we can't go over it. We can't go under it. We've got to go. 3, 2. Daddy, I need a wee-wee. You're gonna have to piss your pants. Okay, Daddy. 1, go! We leg it through the security scanners, and I'm running up the concourse with a kid under each arm. And I turn around to see that Britain's airport security staff have developed their super racially sensitive skills and apprehended my French black Caribbean wife. Meanwhile, I, a skinhead BNP lookalikey, am legging it away from her, with a black child underneath each arm. One of whom has pissed themselves. Suffice to say, we missed that flight. I know. But the airport staff did arrange us onto the next one very kindly, with an upgrade. And we actually ended up having a lovely time in the Scottish Highlands. It was very, very restful. Well, you know, it could have been worse. Next week, the mother-in-law is coming to stay. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much.
For their money, it's the fabulously sparkly Josie Joe!
up here, actually. I mean, when I first volunteered for this stand-up lark, I literally jumped at the chance, but then, thinking about it, that might have had something to do with the fact that Pat was holding a gun to my head at the time. But then after that, I panicked. I mean, you see before you just an ordinary Joe. Well, an ordinary, divorced, not so young as I used to be, Josie Joe. Well, okay then. An ordinary, divorced, overworked, overtired, overstressed, over-anxious, overthinking, pretty much sort of nearly over the edge, not so young as I used to be, Josie Joe. Sorry. It was either pay for like weeks of intensive counselling with a trained therapist or volunteer to humiliate myself. Thank you for your help. Thank you. Anyway, talking about not being quite so young anymore, it gets even more sort of depressing, sorry about that. Recently had a bit of a crappy health diagnosis. Autoimmune, achy joint thing. To put you in the picture, before the diagnosis, I used to run every day. Every morning, lycra on, out the door. I was literally addicted to running. It's a bit like being addicted to speed or coke or so I imagine. You feel alert, energised, and you can't stop endlessly banging on about how great it all is to your mates. Just ask Pat. And then, of course, there's the dry mouth and excessive sweating. But then this achy joint thing, and the doc says, lay off the running. Think about the damage you're doing to your body. Think of the risks of overdoing it. Blimey, might as well have been hoovering up the Class A's. My mates, they're a great bunch. Any of them in tonight? Well, you're not going to like me after this. Anyway, they've all been suggesting alternative exercises for me. There's the cycling mate. You want to get on your bike, Joe, yeah? You want to rub some Vaseline in your thighs. You want to wedge your ass over a razor-sharp saddle. And you want to go play dodge the poles and white van men. It's bloody brilliant. Who doesn't love mixing a padded gusset with a bit of added jeopardy? And then there's the swimming mate. You want to go swim, Joe, yeah? Up at 5. Every morning, down the pool, yeah? Shift the pubes to the left, shift the plasters to the right, and you're off. It's just like being in the sea. These days, thanks to Therese Coffee, how very tempting. Then, of course, there's my Pilates mate. What you want to do, Joe, at our age, you want to be thinking about doing something more gentle. Me? Yeah, okay, I did do my back out doing Pilates, yeah, but otherwise, I think it's really beneficial. The problem is, they just don't get the buzz of being addicted to running. Fortunately, though, I have now discovered a workout that does come close to giving me that feel-good high I got from running. What I like to do now is line up every one of my mates who suggests yoga to me, like I've never even heard of it, and punch each and every one of them in the face. Bring on the endorphins! Sorry, guys. There is another potential angle to this achy joint thing. There is the possibility that I maybe, just might be, approaching perimenopause. No, I said perimenopause. Sorry, I think a chap near the front there's got a bit confused. No, I didn't say Nando's Perinay, sir. No, that's a condiment you might choose to, squeeze on your chips, add a bit of spice to your life. No, perimenopause and menopause, in fact, squeezes the spice and indeed the very essence out of a woman's life. Easy mistake to make, though, sir. Easy mistake to make. So, come on! Don't be shy. You can clap. All right. So, what else have I got going for me in the just tipped over the edge of 50 bag of fun? Oh, yeah, I'm a single parent, too. Deep joy. I've got an 18-year-old man boy. Actually, like mother, like son there, he's got joint problems all of his own. Okay, Pat, you were right on the punchline on that one, I'll take that. And I've got a 12-year-old daughter called Lily. My shining light, my sweet, sweet girl, who's about to blossom and emerge into an utter teenage bitch. Seriously, I come home and I open what's pretty harmless. Hello. And she's, oh my God, Mum, are you so unreasonable, Mum? I just don't even talk to me right now, Mum. Oh, okay, backing off. Catch her on a good day, though, and she talks. A lot. I mean, a lot. Like non-stop, constant verbal diarrhea. Diarrhea, fast, loose, sloppy. And then Billy said to Tilly, witter, witter, witter. And then Mummy said to Robbie, yada, yada, yada. And then Maisie said to Maisie, jabber, jabber, jabber. It makes my head want to explode with how banal it all is. Whew. Sorry. Whew, yeah. But then I feel bad. I get that she needs to talk. So I got to thinking about quality time, space to grow, and the benefits of a weekend away. It's all booked up, and I can't wait. I just really hope Lily finds someone to talk to while I'm away. Thank you, Local.
Fantastic, Josie Joe! Now, please give it up. I don't know what you're giving up, but please give something up for the fabulous Ben Richmond.
All right, calm down. I know I look like a cross between an estate agent and a bouncer. So, you're going to buy that fucking house or what? But no, I'm really excited to be here. Really excited to be here. My main motivation for tonight was my wife and children, who I love dearly. Well, not that much. Because it meant that for the last 8 weeks, I've been able to get out of the house for 2 hours on a Wednesday. And it's felt like rest care. It's been beautiful. My wife said to me, she said, I couldn't think of anything worse than standing on a stage in front of loads of people and them not laughing. Thank you. But she said, you'll be all right, because you're funny looking. Thanks for that. That's really... wasn't expecting that to get a laugh. My wife said to me, we had a tense moment this evening before we got here. She said, Ben, the only thing that is standing in front of you and your dreams is your appearance, your general lack of talent, and your personality. Yeah. It's not a Disney film. So yeah, but I've made an effort tonight. You know, I've got dressed up smart. I dressed myself, chose my own outfit, had a shower, moisturised, shaved my head. Know what you're thinking? That was a bold move. Can she go? But I've been married for 23 years, or nearly 23 years, and it's absolutely flown by. Absolutely flown by, like a bus replacement service on a bank holiday weekend. I love my wife, I love my daughters. I've got 3 daughters. Liliana, she's the eldest. Rosie, she's the middle one. And then Nigel. Because by that stage I was really desperate for a boy. And I thought, the chances are 50-50. But she's grown into the name, so she's done really well. And I'm pleased that Nigel's here tonight. So. I love all my daughters in equal measure. And what that measure is the value and size of the present they give me on Father's Day. But lockdown was a funny time for us as a family. We stopped communicating through arguments, and we actually spoke to each other and listened. And I read quite a few books from so-called experts and relationship gurus about how you should improve your relationship. And none of them had chapters on sarcasm and bitterness. During lockdown, my wife and I, we were more open with each other. I said to her, you need to embrace your mistakes. So she turned round and gave me a hug. And we spoke about life and death. And I said, I want to be cremated. And so she's got me an appointment for next Thursday, which I think is a bit harsh. But it's the only day she could make the wake. But another thing she said to me, she said, you know what, Ben? She said, I'm going to live every day now like it's my last. So I converted her side of the bedroom into an intensive care unit. And when she's asleep, I put little plastic pipes up her nose. Another thing we did during lockdown. Did you not do that? Another thing we did during lockdown is we watched Tiger King. We did I can see you did that because you've got massive forearms. Size of them. We banged a wooden spoon, that was it. We banged a wooden spoon on a saucepan in support of the NHS. Stood outside doing that, so it sounded like a rampant Swiss goat herd charging down the street. And then, the last bit we did, we got a puppy. And, I'm Big Ben. I wanted a big dog. I wanted a status dog. So there were people seeing me walking down the street going, there's Big Ben. Where's Big Dog? That must be Ben. So we got this toy Cavapoo. He's called Achilles. He's shit at fetching stuff, but very good on the heel. Thank you. But he has been misbehaving recently, and I'm quite worried because he was misbehaving, and my wife made him get his bollocks chopped off. So I've very quickly gone back in line now, and I'm doing everything she says. I fetch stuff, I sit, go to bed when she tells me to go to bed. Another thing we did during lockdown, we regressed slightly as a family. We developed, when you were little, or when the kids were little, you had those reward star charts. So if they did a good job, there's a star, and then at the end of the week, if you've got enough stars, they've got a prize. So we did that. So if you clean the windows, you got a star. If you cut the grass, you got a star. If you vacuum the lounge, oh fucking hell, it's not a lounge, Ben. It's not a lounge, Ben. It's a sitting room. Fuck's sake, don't call it a lounge. I'm going to lose a star now. Shit. It's a sitting room. It's a sitting room. We don't live in an airport. Fuck's sake. So we did that. And now we're back to normal. It's like, for some reason, I'm the only one who that star chart applies to. Still. But if I fold up 2 loads of washing and I stack the dishwasher correctly, I'm in line for a Baby Bell, a packet of mini cheddars, and then on Friday night I get to stay up for 10 minutes extra. Get in! Thank you very much. I've been Ben Richmond.
Until you see this next act, it is the wonderful Becky Snarl.
Hello everybody. I know this is a comedy gig, but I actually wanted to talk to you all about the environment. It's something I'm very passionate about. I'm so passionate about it that I want to have sex with it and all of God's creatures. I love the environment. So I've been trying to do my bit, like probably a lot of you have. Been making some changes in my life. I've given up my car, so I can't justify using all those fossil fuels. And I've combined, so I still need to get around. So I've combined my solution with, this might be unpopular, but cats are a big problem, right? They kill billions and billions of animals. I know it's not comedy, it's a serious issue. So what I have been doing, I've been gathering up the neighbourhood's cats. And I've made a cat-pulled chariot, right? It's true, right? I say chariot, it's actually a trolley that I stole from Morrison's. That I didn't steal, actually, I paid £1 for it. It's my trolley. It's legitimately my trolley. And I get these cats that are no longer killing wildlife. I'm not using petrol, and you might have seen me along the London Road, in the bus lane, not paying the congestion charge. In fact, I'm going to write to Bath Council and suggest that they pay me for all the good I'm doing. So, anyway, so you're probably wondering, since cats are quite notoriously hard to herd, how, Becky, are you getting these cats to perform for you in such a environment-saving fashion? Well, I'll tell you. Back to the sex thing with animals. It all ties in, don't worry. So there was a time when you might have seen me in your garden naked with a crown of catnip, luring them in. But things have changed, right? Catnip is essentially a feline date rape drug, right? And ever since we had #MeowToo, can't do that. You know, there's ethical concerns around that, obviously. So now, right, I've got another environmental solution here that I'm doing. I'm tying it all in. I've stopped washing, right? So now all I have to do is sit outside my front door with no pants on, and the aroma of fish permeates the neighbourhood. They come flocking in, right? And as I feel that rough tongue exfoliating my vulva, I know I've got consent. So, yes. Okay, I noticed there's a few reactions here to this. Now, it doesn't make sense to you. Right, you sir, would you rather I lined you up with all your friends and family that you grew up with, made you watch me brutally murder them, kill you and eat you, or made passionate love to you?
It's the passionate love.
Yeah, it's obviously the passionate love, isn't it? Yeah, it's the passionate love. So, yeah, if I'm sat in that corner eating a ham sandwich, probably no one's going to notice. If I'm sucking off a pig, people get a bit bloody funny about it, don't they? It's a topsy-turvy world we're living in. I don't understand it. I'm just trying to do the right thing, you know? I don't eat meat. I think that's disgusting. It's ethically wrong. You know? I like to have sex with animals. So, anyway, it's been great, right? It's a fucking winner, this cat chariot. Doing all those things to save the environment. And with the money I've saved on petrol, I've actually bought a bit of the rainforest. And I tell you, the biodiversity is amazing. It's so rich. It's like such a plethora of animals to have sex with. And they all belong to me. I bought that bit of rainforest. I sort of like, so I'm saving the animals so I can have sex with them. I'm kind of like a cross between Chris Packham and Jim Will Fix It. So yeah, it's been great. Unfortunately, I'm running out of time. I'd like to tell you about my own particular take on dogging, but that'll have to wait. Also, I've left the cats on a single yellow line, and they'll be getting hungry, and I'm getting horny. Thanks, everyone.
No easy way to follow that. So as we, can I, before we go to the break, can I just get you to give us a big round of applause for all the acts that you've seen the first half? So we're getting some really hard heckles online. Dan and Lily say hello. Hello, Dan and Lily. We have Gary, Caroline, Eric, Justin. I'm not sure if that's just one name and a lot of middle names. And Robson Richardson saying, Ben, amazing. We have Helen Richmond watching my little bruv Ben from Barbados. Larkle Festival has gone international. So no, we're going to have a 15-minute break now. Please be back in 15 minutes. But don't worry if you're not able to do that. Just make your way down the side and you'll be the next act I'm introducing. So enjoy. A few empty seats. So that means you've got a lot of acts to get through. Who's on next? Look at that, shuffling in. Pat says I've got to come on and waffle a bit while you keep talking. So, any more comments online? Keep them coming. We have a comment online from Laura Ann who says, well done to all the acts, so they are brilliant so far. Shout out to Kevin, Angelina and Ariel. We've got shout outs to the audience member. This is not GWRFM. So how are we doing? Who do you enjoy in the first half? Give us a shout. Any particular favourites? All of them. It's like your favourite children. You have to say, I'm contractually obliged. Anyone come up with any estate agent jokes yet? Look at that, silence.
What a drunk estate agent.
Hang on, I'm going to come to this man. I'm going to see the power of the microphone. Come here.
What do you call a drunk estate agent?
He's going to show the skill. Welcome. What's your name?
Tom, June's son.
This is Tom, June's son. Welcome to stage, Tom, June's son.
What do you call a drunk estate agent?
I don't know.
Estate? Oh, she's so funny.
Bless him. Tom, June's son. Anyone else got any estate agent jokes? Anyone else bought a house? Exchanged? Right, okay, so I'm going to have to get you all. I'm going to have to channel my inner headmistress now. Can we have fingers on shoulders? Fingers on lips? I feel the power. Okay, so now, ladies and gentlemen, we do need to welcome our next act. The very, very entrepreneurial Stephen Cowell.
Good evening, dragons. I don't know why I'm standing like this. I'm not fucking Ian Gallagher, am I? So, I'm here tonight to offer you a 10% stake for £50,000 of your investment in my nascent, upcoming business. Do I really give a fuck? Oh, sorry, dragons. That wasn't directed at you, by the way. That's actually the name of my business. It's called Do I Really Give a Fuck? Okay? Now, my strapline, my business motto, my mission statement, if you like, is I do this so you don't have to. Just remember that. I do this so you don't have to. Okay? Now, I'll give you the bare bones. I'll put some flesh on the bare bones of that situation. I can see Deborah Meaden out there is a bit disturbed by that because I know you're an environmentalist and an animal lover. About flesh and the bare bones, I wouldn't worry about it. I mean, I know you don't shag animals necessarily, like some people, I believe, do. But please don't be offended by it. Right, so I do this so you don't have to. We've all been in social situations, sometimes in pubs, other places, other venues are available, but looking out in front of me, always in pubs. Okay, so you get a scenario, perhaps in the Rose and Crown, where somebody will come up to you and say, a friend will come up to you and say, my daughter's just been accepted to do PPE at Cambridge.
Now, PPE is politics, philosophy, and economics. Yeah, I knew you'd know that because you're an intellectual audience. But I learned these things, so you don't have to. And what you want to say to this person who's just delivered this news is, do I really give a fuck? What you actually say is, that's amazing. What an achievement. She must have worked so hard. She must have worked so hard, and I'm sure she'll end up with a first. Okay? I'm here to give that statement for you, okay? Similarly, if your neighbour says to you, hey, Stephen, I finished that shed. Do you remember the one I bought in B&Q about 3 years ago? And I've never got round to building it. I finished it, it's in the back garden. Now, what you want to say is... Again, I'm starting to get the gist of this. What you actually say, obviously, is, that's brilliant, well done. Can I come round and look at your amazing edifice, the Great Pyramids of Giza of gardening, and I'll bring round a bottle of Prosecco or, a slab of Stella, and we'll celebrate your achievement. Similarly, lots of situations like that. The germ of the idea came to me when a friend of mine said to me, I've invested $3,000 in Bitcoin. Do you want to come in with me and invest $3,000 of your own? Now, you know what I should have said, but actually, I said, yeah, brilliant idea. I'm all over it. I had £3,000. I've now got fuck all. Which is essentially why I'm having to do gigs like this. Okay? Now, I can come over and whisper over your shoulder and say, tell him you don't give a fuck. Obviously, it does come better from you. But if you want me to deliver that line for you, that's what I'm here for. Yeah? I do this, so you don't have to. Okay? So that's essentially how the business works. Is that for me? Do you know what to tell them, don't you? So, before I ask you for your investment in my business, I'm just going to call it, I do this so you don't have to from now on. You're probably going to ask me some questions. I know I've seen a few hands up towards the back. And, yeah, you're going to ask me about some hard numbers, because numbers are hard, aren't they? They are hard. So, basically, my numbers are such that my turnover last year was £8,000. My net profit was £3,000, but that was £3 after sundry expenses and medical bills, which I'll tell you about in a bit. Okay? Is it scalable, you ask me? Well, I'm pleased to inform you that it's very much scalable. Okay? So, as I said, the germ of the idea came in the Rose and Crown down the road. I'm sure you know of the venue I'm talking about. And that worked well. So I thought, well, I'll try it. So I went out west to the Lark Hall Inn, just down the road. And I tried it out there. And they hadn't got a clue what I was talking about. So, undaunted, I moved my way to the Bladed's Head to the east, tried it there, And I just got a lot of blank stares from everybody in all of the seats in the Playdead's Head. Admittedly, this is why I need your help. You know, I need some proper business advice from you guys. Some entrepreneurial, I know they say entrepreneurial support. Undaunted again, I moved on west, further west. I went to the Bell on Walcott Street. Now, they actually thought I was a performance artist, and I turned up on the wrong night. So they politely asked me to leave, and I left politely. Again, with my entrepreneurial spirit, I decided to widen my horizons to the east. So I went to the Georgian Dragon in Bathurst. Do you know this place? So I got my head kicked in. Which is where the medical expenses came in. Basically, the first aid was somebody nipping down to Boots and getting some bandages and Dettol. Bloody stings, I tell you. So yeah, basically that's my whole pitch to you, really. I mean, you could do this on other platforms. You could ask Siri on your phone. I'm sure you get an answer. If you have your laptop or an iPad, you could probably ask Alexa, or on one of those smart speakers, you could ask them, and they'd give you a credible answer. I'm sure you could ask that other one then. Chat PG tips. Let's go. I'm sure that would work as well, but from me you get the personal touch. The personal touch, which is much more sensual. If that's the sort of thing you're into. Okay, so could I just have a quick show of hands as to who might be willing to invest? Okay. Well, thank you. Thank you. Beg your pardon? £2.50. That's about 2/3 of the way towards my medical expenses. So thanks for that. If you don't mind, I'm just going to have a quick chat to the wall. There's one or two interested. I know they've been on the piss. Oh, sorry, what did you say again? They're taking the piss. Okay. I thought that was my job. Sorry, is that your final answer on it? It is. Okay. Right, so I've had a quick chat to the wall, which you just probably saw. And the wall has informed me that he, or she, or they, think that you're not serious investors. So I'm actually going to withdraw my offer. And I'm going to try and self-fund. Because I don't really give a fuck. So much. Enjoy the rest of your evening. I hope everybody's as good as you were in the first time, and better than me. Thanks very much. Peace and love.
The brilliant Stephen Cowell. Give a very warm fuck for the fabulous G-Man.
name's Greville. I'm growing into the name. Some of you may know me as Mr. Burt. Children's, I do kids shows normally, generally, but we're all nips. Well, I was going to say we're all grown-ups here, but it's a work in progress, isn't it? Now, I'm going to multitask. I'm a man. But one thing, we're not going to have any of that funny comedy magic, okay, this evening, because it's all about the stand-up, isn't it? Standing up, bit of patter round the mic. They haven't heard of radio mics, these stand-up people. So anyway, a few years ago, I did a show. I was doing a show as Mr. Burt in Millionaires Row in Bath. They're hard to miss. And this little girl came up to me, the birthday girl. She walked up to me and she said, "You're not a clown, Mr. Burt. You're not a clown." She said, "You're not a clown. You're an old man with a silly hat on." That was harsh. That was, and she meant it as well. Anyway, I made her a balloon snake later on in the afternoon proceedings. Another time, I was out a few years ago, just the other day. I was up at the football ground at a Christmas do in Bath, and it was amazing over there. It was a few years back, but it was like going back in time up there. It was amazing. There was lots of big beer bellies. Let's not beat around the bush here. Beer bellies, loads of smoking, and that was the kids warming up before the show, and I was involved as well, I must say. The kids during they kept getting closer and closer. During the show, I had to back up, watch out, backing up here on our favourite mini stage. But I pulled something out of the hat, and I had my space back again. Last but not least, there was a gig in Noel West a few years ago, and the wrong side of town, Bristol. And there, what happened over there? There was, that I did. I thought that could be the gig to end all gigs. Big old pub, chip wrappers and tumbleweed blowing by, and I went in to the bar with my silly hat on and my Mr. Burt jewelry, and they were lovely. They were lovely. The kids laughed. I could hardly get them to stop laughing, and the grown-ups laughed as well. Someone stole my bike. They didn't get far on it. That was tiny. There you are. Would anyone like a balloon? Thank you. Yeah, there's one at a time. One at a time. Jesus, I know. You've been waiting for years. Anyway, so I'll just knock out a couple. Oops! That's never happened before. Seriously though, none of that flipping funny comedy magic stuff. Now, I hope Jimmy's gone home by now. He's a bit of a dab hand at this. Local lad, you know what I mean. Anyway, so just yes. Here we go. Right. It's the balloons, right? How long have we got? I've got plenty more balloons where that came from. It's a laugh a minute up here, isn't it? Cool, one of those acts, eh? Bloody hell, they nailed it. They're like, oh, so impressed with my colleagues. Hello? first one? Okay, well, I won't be long. Feel free. It's somewhere around here. Let's try not to burst this one. Oh, there we go. Look, they're helping themselves. Now, that might come in handy later on. You never know. It's all improvisation, the name of the game. Right. Phew.
What is it?
I've been practicing. I know. Okay, yeah, I'm Mr. Burp. Greville's my name. Thank you very much. Have a lovely rest of the evening. Thank you.
Sound of a balloon against a microphone. That was great. A fantastic G-Man. Okay, now we have the last of our virgins tonight. We have Tom's mother, June Overman.
Just. But you know something at my age, something for sure, I'm too old to die young. I am. But anyway, it doesn't matter, does it, Kathy, if you're old or not? But anyway, I'm too old. But do you know, you can still achieve things because I've just got, I can't believe it, a PhD. Pretty hairy dog. Annie, you thought I was going to say pretty huge dick, didn't you? I haven't got one of them. But you do become invisible, actually, when you get to my age. Yeah, it's not really nice, is it? But I was going down the chemist the other day to get me little tender ladies, little ones. And there was somebody outside the co-op, a builder, doing some work. And I thought, he was looking at me. And I thought, ooh, not too bad, am I? And then he was staring. I mean, he wouldn't take his eyes off me. I was like this. I was really excited. And then he started shouting. He was going, hey, 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 whoa. Honestly, it was lovely. Well, he didn't even stop shouting until I stopped shaking his ladder. Well, anyway, Andy, my husband, said at our age we need a holiday. He said, well, this time we're going to go all inclusive, 5-star, adult only. And I just got so excited. I thought, oh yeah, no kids, no little poo-poos in the pool. You know, we've all been there, haven't we? Yeah, we couldn't believe it. But I was so excited. My bum was wobbling. Oh God, my boobies were wobbling. That's Belinda, by the way, and that's Brenda. Twins, identical. Oh, don't get carried away, Chris. I got really excited. And then anyway, I was doing this and my arms were flapping away as well. Going like this. And I was only brushing my teeth. Anyway, we went to Paphos in Cyprus. Lovely. I mean, over there, it was a huge, absolutely huge, amazing pool. And in the middle was this tiki bar. And I thought, straight up my street. I thought, get in there, 11 o'clock, ran over like this, I did, I ran over, plopped in, like a walrus with an itchy bum, and I went round. Around this tiki bar, there was these stools. Stools, Kathy? Bar stools. Adult only, don't forget adult only, bar stools, but they were like high, and I thought, and they were like small. I mean, the tops were like little mushrooms, but they were like little pinheads, really. And I thought, well, the height and the girth is a bit of a dodgy thing at my age. But I thought, I don't care. You I'm not going to be defeated with that. I'm going to get on there. But bearing in mind, I have had 4 children. I launched myself up, and this is true, launched myself up like this, straight down on, nearly lost it. Oh my God. Oh, I was like, whoa, like that. But I clenched on, I was clenching onto the mushroom. It's a Pilates, it is. Clenched on. And then I thought, I want a drink. I'm going to get my favourite margarita. So I went to the barman, can I have a margarita? And he went, yes, okay. And I said, but I do love a salty rim. I love a salty rim. Do you like a salty rim, Jane? Do you like that? No. Do you? What about you then? What about you, man? I bet you love cherries, do you? A couple of cherries? Cherries in your mouth in a second, yeah? I know. On the next little mushroom was this lovely young man, Troy. He was really nice, and this is true. I mean, I couldn't take my eyes off him because his pecs were so gigantic. I mean, they were massive. I mean, I thought, Belinda and Brenda are a bit jealous, honestly. And then he introduced me to his lovely little girlfriend, Sharon. I mean, she was really sweet. But the thing is, these youngsters, isn't it, today, she had black, great big eyelashes, and they were like out here, they looked like hooks. You could hang your handbag on them. And then, I don't get it, do you, these youngsters? And then her lips were sort of... really fat, they were really fat. I mean, she looked as if she'd been stung by a swarm of bees and slapped in her face with a wet fish. Honestly, they were so big. And all of a sudden, though, she went to Troy. Like that it was. I thought, oh my God, it's like an octopus, you know. Sink plunger, all around there. I was watching him and I thought, oh my God, he's getting his life sucked out of him. I had to get in there with my little finger, you know, and a cocktail stick. Got in there like that. I had to break the seal. I thought, oh my God, it's awful. And then they got another trend, haven't they, these youngsters? I mean, I can't fathom it out. I mean, it's like fake, isn't it? Fake fat bums like this. They're like this. I mean, you can put your Prosecco glass on, can't you? Balance it on there. I'm just saying, if I was going out and I said to my husband, does my bum look big in this? And he went, oh yes, massive. I'd pluck his pubic hairs out. One by one. I would. But to be honest, it wouldn't take long. Get to our age. Honestly, if you get to our age, it's a bit sparse, isn't it? Got many left. Got hardly any. Honestly, you do. I'm even changed his name for that down there now. Call him Badger. With black and white and a grey. And now they've gone straight. I mean, what's all that about? I do say as well, but don't listen, kids. Don't listen. Fingers in your ears. I do say, Badger coming out tonight? Coming out for a little sniff? Hang on. I'm finished. Anyway, listen. I'm going back to the pool now in Paphos. I was in the pool anyway, and I'd had like 6 rimmers and a packet of peanuts, and I was dying for a wee. I was really dying. So I went over to the edge of the pool, and why did they do it? They always put the ladder, don't they, in swimming pools, halfway up the wall. Why? And of course, when you get to my age, and I thought, I'm going to try and get up there, I went, oh, sorry about that, my hip went then. Did you? My age. And I thought, I can't get out. What's going to happen? I thought, I know, I'm going to get my drinking buddy, Troy. So I went and got Troy, and I said, Troy, what can we do? And he said, I know. Look, we'll get that Bart Simpson inflatable donut. We'll put you on it, put you to the side of the pool, and you can roll off. And I thought, right. So anyway, what he did was, he got hold of me, got hold of my tankini, like this. You know what I'm going to say, don't you? You know what I'm going to say. Got hold of my tankini, heaved me up like this, but you don't, guess what? You won't believe it. Me back boobies plopped out then. Oh. I mean, they arrive, don't they, when you're about 50? I think, oh no, oh. Mine's a double D. That's Bertha. That one's Betty. Cousins of Belinda and Brenda. Yeah. So anyway, we were there then, so I was on the top of this donut, I like a ring, and then he was pulling me along like this. He was coming this way, and we were getting near. I got make sure I don't fall off. Pulling off like this, and I got right to the edge, and I went. Fanny fart. I mean, I think it shocked him really. He just went straight into Belinda. I thought, oh no! Anyway, when we was shocked, he pushed me to the side, and I ricocheted straight back to the tiki bar. And I thought, oh no, I've got to start again. But I think I traumatised him now because he's in therapy. But that holiday was lovely. I think it did me really good, and Andy. But when we got home, Badger was out all the time. Every day. I don't know if it was a scene or what it was, but anyway, he was out every day. I mean, it was like spring watching my bedroom. And I thought, I was just thinking, we can't be doing this at our age, honestly. We'll have a heart attack, the high blood pressure and everything. So we went off to the doctors, and I just said, Doctor, what can we do? And she said, look, what you've got to do, you have no sex for a month, and then come back and see me. It'll calm down. So I thought, that's great then, all right. So we got home, 3.5 weeks into it, I thought, oh, he's been so good, I'm going to go and get him a steak. So I went off, I went and got him a steak. So I was there like this, I was rummaging around. I was like, oh, look at this, I'm going to get him a steak. Ribeye. Loves a ribeye. So I was down there like this, getting him a ribeye, and then, guess what? You know, don't you? Like this, oh, wham bam. Couple of seconds, oh no, bullseye. I thought, no, it's just like a red rag in it to a ball, this is. Thinking, no, come on, Badger, no. No, come on. Anyway, went back to the doctors, and I said to the doctor, Doctor, we're really sorry. We got to 3.5 weeks. And, you know, he had his steak, and then there was Badger and everything, and oh. And she said, look, give yourself a clap, because in 3.5 weeks, that's really good. You ought to be proud of yourself. And I said, it's all right for you, though, isn't it? It's all right for you. We've been banned from Sainsbury's. Thank you.
Those of you who do know who I am, you may know me from TV. It was CCTV, but it's just the way it goes. Those of you who don't know who I am, you may be thinking, how did the sheriff from Stranger Things possibly mate with the creepy brother-in-law from Fleabag? To create a fat 44-year-old baby. Here we are. I'm from Bath. As you know, I've lived here for about 20 years. Don't give a shit. Okay, fine. From Bath. I moved here to do a PhD. Not one of June's disgraceful... I'm here to raise the tone. Okay. Do you want to know the title of my PhD thesis? Well, I do, so... It was an application of Ed Herman and Noam Chomsky's propaganda model to Hollywood cinema from 1990 to 2002. Okay. After doing 8 years of that, the only doctor in Britain less employable than me was Harold Shipman. The only doctor in Europe less employable than me was Radovan Karadzic. If you don't know who that is, this is going to be shit. All of my remaining jokes are about overqualified Bosnian Serb war criminals from the early 90s. Okay, everyone, let's make a start. Slobodan Milosevic and Ratko Mladic walk into a bar. Okay. So after being unemployed for a while, which is when many of you last saw me here, I decided to get into web design. I was pretty shit at that. I thought for a long time that Twitter was that bit between your twat and your shitter. We've got a lot of problems in this country, I've realised. We've got a lot of problems. It's been worse, to be fair. It has been worse. I don't know if you remember the pandemic. During the pandemic, I was very bored. I know a lot of people worked hard during the pandemic. Personally, I was very bored. There were nights during the pandemic when I went to bed deliberately needing a shit just so I had something to do the next day. I did get vaccinated. In Bath, as you know, if you get vaccinated, you go up to the race course. And we'll go to the race course. It's the same as getting vaccinated anywhere, except for when you go to the race course to get vaccinated, they also give you the odds with it. 75-1 sinister nosebleeds, 14-1 Bell's palsy. So what are you going to do? What are we going to do? What is the... How do we... We've got problems in this society. We've got problems with health, we've got problems with education and rail and everything. I have solutions, people! I have solutions! We need to find a country to invade! Let me finish. Us. We need to find a country to invade us and sort out all of the problems. It needs to be a country which is nearby, which is wealthy, and which also has a reputation for ruthless efficiency, but I don't know who we could possibly find who could do this. That was a tease. It was a tease. I don't believe that. I think that the Germans are actually extremely good at dealing with their own sense of authority. Extremely good. Extremely good. Because they've had to be. in a way that Britain has not had to examine their own past. Never was this more clear to me than when I went through Berlin Airport. I went through Berlin Airport a little while ago, and there was a man who was there at the security desk. He was in uniform, and there was a woman here also in uniform, and the thing went beep. And inside my bag was a bottle of rosé. Oh. And the German man said to me, "Oh, I'm terribly sorry, sir. There seems to be a bottle of rosé in your bag, so we cannot let that go on to the plane." I said, "That's absolutely fine. It's no problem at all. I understand." But Germans are quite good these days at dealing with their sense of authority. And so he then said, "But of course, I guess you could just down it." And how many opportunities do you get to down a bottle of Blossom Hill in front of a German security guard? So I said yes, and I started drinking this bottle of rosé. I got about a quarter of the way down, and he was going, and in my head, all I'm thinking is, am I the reason that we left the European Union? But I get halfway down the bottle, because I really don't know how to get out of this social situation at all. And by this point, the female security guard has got a bit excited, and she's saying, "Yes! Down it! Down it! Down it!" So I have to continue. I get 3/4 of the way down the bottle, and all I have in my head is my headmaster's voice saying, "When you are abroad, you are an ambassador, not only for Great Britain, but also for Torquay Grammar School for Boys." How the fuck do you deal with that situation, people? Well, the way I dealt with it is I just left a little bit at the bottom. And then I got pissed at the fucking airport bar. You know? What are you going to do? But yeah. We do have problems in this country. It's a difficult time for our country. It's been worse. I mean, I don't know. There's been difficult times for us all, and we are all in it together. I think we have to remember we are all in it together. The other day, there's a fuel crisis going on. There's a fuel crisis. And the other day I saw Prince Andrew filling up his 17-year-old Escort. It cost him £12 million. That's just the prices at the pumps these days. Yeah, we are all in it together. There is good news as well. We do have the Eurovision Song Contest. Next month we have the Eurovision Song Contest. It's going to be good. It's going to be good. I kind of think we got it by default. I mean, to be fair, we got it by default. Ukraine won the Eurovision Song Contest. And I kind of think that Ukraine would have won it, whatever they've done. Don't you? Really? I think that Ukraine could have won the Eurovision Song Contest last year if they'd sent out Jimmy Savile doing a cover of Wonderwall on a xylophone made out of Madeleine McCann's spine. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Myra Hindley comes out of Dry Ice to do a saxophone solo. I've lost half of you, I've lost half of you, I've lost half of you, I've lost half of you. Jeffrey Dahmer is in the green room. He hadn't even bothered to come out on stage. He's just raiding the fucking fridge, like usual. To be fair, he's very good at restocking it, so... Yeah, that was the end of that night, wasn't it? Jesus. Yeah, it's difficult times. But you know, we are all in it together, and things don't have to be this bad. Things don't have to be this bad. I think it's important to recognise that. Like, I think that our country sometimes makes up threats. I think, like when we went into Iraq, like we were told by the Americans that Iraq has 5,000 tons of mustard gas. That's what they said. 5,000 tons of mustard gas. We got there, and they didn't even have any fucking mustard, did they? A hot dog in Baghdad during sanctions era Iraq was a fucking rum affair. With Iran, we make Iran like a threat as well. They say, Iran is the home base for Al-Qaeda. The home base for Al-Qaeda. I don't know if you've been to home base lately, but if their nuclear weapons are as difficult to assemble as their fucking bookshelves, pretty sure we're going to be okay for a few years. Yeah. Then China sent over that balloon, didn't they? Do you remember China sending over a balloon last month? A spy balloon. Oh, the balloon! Oh no, not the balloon! Not the balloon! I hope that China doesn't send over any other fucking party paraphernalia. Hope they don't make us sit on a fucking whoopee cushion or stand on a Lego. Let it crap. Yeah. How do we cope? How do we cope in this society? How do we cope in this society? I cope by answering questions as unhelpfully as possible. I was on a Q&A website the other day. I don't know if you know Quora. I was on Q&A Quora. And someone said, I'm worried about my 22-year-old daughter. I think that she's dating her 5th cousin. What should I do? I said, don't worry about it. If she's already dated 4 of her cousins, your daughter is just clearly into incest. It's fine. When I said I lost half of you before, we lost another half there. Yeah, it's a tricky society to live in. Difficult times. But you know, things are okay. You know, we've all got, a lot of us have got friends and family. I've got 2 little children back at home. Got to get back to them in a bit. I've got 2 kids, 9 and 11. Because we named them after the World Trade Center attacks of 2001. Tonight I've got to do them a bedtime story, which is going to be okay, I think. But I don't like to fuck around, as you can tell. So tonight I'm going to do Albert Camus' L'Étranger. So when they say, Daddy, 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 are monsters real? I'll say, yep. Monsters are real. They're a psychological embodiment of existential alienation under late capitalism. And I hope that will really help them get to sleep and live happy and healthy lives. Well, I don't know if I've kind of lost some of you. That's just kind of the way it is, I guess. The things, I don't know. The thing is, it's just like, it's a difficult time. It's a difficult time in society. I do like to annoy people with answers. When I've had responses from people before, like, I like to be annoying in answer to people. Like my neighbour was saying, because he doesn't like my cat, he goes, Matt, you should chip your cat. You should chip your cat. Chip your cat. And I only had a 9 iron. Still managed to whack it over the old twat's shed. Went out with my girlfriend the other day. Took her to my favourite restaurant. And I said, order the most expensive thing on the menu, and she did. A Big Mac. She said, you should be more romantic with me. You should treat me like a princess. I said, okay, I'll take you to Paris and I'll smash you in a tunnel. Too soon. It's been 26 years and she deserved it. That's it. Okay. All right. Well, it's been an amazing night and a kind of weird finish. But look, hang on. Bear in mind that some of the greatest comedians of all time ended up as divorced alcoholics. That's how I started, so I do like to end on a high, so let me say hi.